Awesome.
Sweet.
Okay, Mpho. So, can you tell us who you are and what you do, and why you do it?
My name is Mpho Lengane. I run a business called Barker's Media as the primary business. Barker's Media is a television production company moving into entertainment with a hunger to only create top trending, high rating content.
Awesome.
Our shows have been known to be the number one of when it comes to the ratings. So our drama Umbali was the only number one drama in the top 30 of the scripted shows in the country, and everything else was telenovelas. Sorry, in the top 10. Everything else was telenovelas, but Umbali was a drama in the scripted. Our reality shows have also been known to be number one on their respective broadcasting channels. Why do we do this? We enjoy sparking conversation and debate in the country. My most known reality show that I created is called Isingani Lingani, which is the first reality show to surpass ratings and beat scripted content. It's about a 16-year-old boy who decides to propose marriage to his 15-year-old girlfriend, and we follow their journey to them getting married while they're 16 and 15.
That's awesome.
Why do we do it? I've always loved, growing up, my grandmother always used to say to me, why do you always ask why? Why do you always ask why? We never ask why. That's how things are. And I grew up getting quite frustrated with never having answers, right? And I just wanted a bigger space and a bigger platform to have people who were going to answer my questions. And a lot of my content is content that is centered around what would a person from the rural area say about this topic, someone from the township and someone who's urban. Let's have the debate, and maybe someone has all the answers. That's my why, to get people talking.
That's awesome. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
So when did you start on the journey? When did you start your business?
Started my business in 2021.
Okay.
But we went into business in 2022, and that's because I got fired 3 times in 2021 from 3 different companies, and I was tired of getting fired.
Okay.
And it's because I get very passionate about ideas of growth, and I think it's beautiful to explore that in your own business. It was easier for me to explore. Sorry, not you. It was easier for me to explore the ideas that I had in my own business and not in somebody else's, because I can only imagine how uncomfortable I made them feel in their space. Here I am moving and running and controlling things the way that I would run, moving away from their SOPs. And I started my own business, and I said, let me see if I'm crazy enough to implement all these things that I'm seeing in my own capacity, what would happen? And they were paying off.
That's awesome. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
So what did you say some of your most challenging moments have been?
Self-awareness
Okay.
has been the biggest challenge, because I have talent. I'm talented, I'm capable. I love learning. I love pushing myself. Self-awareness in terms of how I show up when I'm with my clients, and learning how to talk, how to communicate, learning how to be of service. Self-awareness in our industry, entertainment, egos are a thing, you know. We hardly ever learn how to contain them. Humility, for me, was my biggest lesson. Learning that it's my client's experience that's more important than how smart I am. And when I learned that, I think it brought in a deeper level of vulnerability. It taught me vulnerability, and it taught me how do I make space for my clients to share with me what it is that they would want and of me. And the moment I did that, the more business I got. And as opposed to having somebody who's paying me, but it feels as though I'm getting them to pay me to put on a show to show off my intelligence and my brilliance. It was not working at all.
That's awesome. So who would you say came alongside you to help you discover that or come to that realization?
So we were in the boardroom. I forget the lady's name, but she is the COO at the time of Ocean Basket International. And this was an experience that the Joburg chapter gave me when they're trying to get me to sign on, because I was like, EO, what's that? And everybody was telling me what it is, but I couldn't picture it. So they gave me an opportunity to experience it. And I was in the room and I'd asked her the question about my frustration about getting fired from all these 3 different businesses in the 1 year. And I appreciate how blunt she was with me. She spoke about my ego, and I was letting my ego get in the way of my growth. And she then shared the ethos of Ocean Basket, that when a family comes in, they're aware that the 5-year-old child might probably want to eat pasta from next door, wherever their location is based. And what they've done is create relationships with the restaurants next door to be able to serve someone at the table their cocktail. So the waiter will go to the neighboring restaurant and go get a cocktail or go get that pasta meal. Because what's the use on losing out on 4 other family members because one family member, the baby, and we all know if the baby throws a tantrum, and we all want peace, and if the baby has been throwing a tantrum the entire day, chances are as a family we'll go and eat the pasta. So how do we accommodate the baby who's throwing a tantrum and the family, and we still have all 4 of them and nobody has to feel separated? And it was that when she spoke about the importance of being of service. They will remember eating their meal at Ocean Basket, and Ocean Basket being able to go a mile further for them and ensuring that even the child who didn't want to have a meal from there was accommodated for. Yeah. And that was so liberating. Yeah.
That's awesome. So for you, that helped you, and that person helped you realize that you need to put other people first, and to put away your ego. Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
It's important to put the client first. Okay. The sentiment that the client wants to achieve, their goals, making them feel seen, making them feel that they have a partner and they can be vulnerable and you'll still catch them. Yeah.
There's so much of what the media space is about. Also, being involved in it, and we either get to amplify our own voice and our egos, or we get to amplify other people's journeys and their stories, and maybe their egos. Yeah. So, to wrap up, we could carry on talking.
Yeah.
But what? 2 questions. Mm-hmm. What have been your 3 top takeaways from today? And then secondly, I'll ask you that one after you've let me know. So your 3 top takeaways.
So I've already implemented moves on one of the key takeaways, and it was sales. And the conversation around sales was, I don't remember what the question was, but I went out and I reached out to one of my former clients, who is a lady who has gone, and her strategy has reshaped the way that television is told, the landscape of television in the country. And I reached out to her and I said, okay, you've just left your position. I'm putting my hand up to be of service to you right now, and to open up conversations, and I'd also actually just love you to train me. Well, I think it was what was the question? Oh, no. There's the part about closing. There's the part about closing. It's all well to have all the information to understand the client, but all our businesses really get successful of closing off deals. Yeah. And if we're not, and I suffer from that. I suffer from getting nervous when I have to stand in front of my clients. And this lady has been quite key and instrumental in the industry in terms of supporting producers to bring out the best in them.
Okay.
And I just put up my hand. I said, I want to take space.
And how did that go? You haven't heard back? Or?
Well, we heard back. It's closed. It's done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well
even
done.
have a, what you call this? She's even invited to speak at our
awesome.
forum, and hopefully we get her to speak at the Joburg chapter before she leaves the country.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so fast forwarding to the next one, because that one was worth 3 questions, because that was a big win. People for next year's Ignite conference, how would you encourage them to attend?
I feel that a lot of respecting how closed the stuff that we share in forum is, I think would get quite a lot of value tapping into what's in our parking lots, what's in quarter 1, what's in quarter 4, because those are things that keep us up at night, right? And the more interconnected we are, the more we know, the easier it is for Ignite, and the things that stand out the most are the learnings and the interconnectedness. So investing more in the guests that we're going to have based on what could be in those parking lots. How do we share that in a way that does not compromise identity of whoever is sharing? But I know for a fact that what's hot and burning in my forum is hot and burning in another. So this way we're guided and we're giving our members exactly what it is that they are looking for and what they want. And then in terms of events, this was fun. I think the more interconnected we are, how do we also just heighten that spirit?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for
your
having
attention.
me. I've enjoyed this.